Today I'm going to show you how to make ring terminals out of your standard copper plumbing pipe. What's up guys, my name is Dan, welcome to Freely Roaming. In one of my recent videos on the lithium iron phosphate battery, somebody asked me how I make these ring terminals. Well, this one doesn't have a hole in it yet. I will drill one according to the size that I need. But somebody asked me, how do I make these ring terminals out of just standard solid copper pipe? This is 99.9% copper pipe. And you can buy this pretty cheap at the hardware store or the plumbing store. Compared to how much ring terminals, heavy-duty ring terminals cost anyways, this is a heavy-duty gauge copper wire. These terminals, if you ever look to buy them online, they're really expensive. They're almost like $2-3 each. When you buy them in a pack of 10 or so, you can get a little discount. But you can make them for much cheaper if you make them by yourself out of just standard copper pipe. So in this quick video, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Okay, so here are all the things that you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need to choose the wire you're going to use. This one, I already have terminals roughed in on here. They haven't been drilled through, so I need to figure out exactly where this is going to go first before I know what size hole to drill. But it's been crimped in. I put electrical tape over it. You can also use heat shrink tubing. That'll make it really nice as well. If you can't find different color wires like this is just welding wire that I found, welding cable. So it's kind of green, yellow. It doesn't really tell you positive or negative. And I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, so it doesn't really matter to me. What I would do is I would just always either tape or shrink wrap black onto the negative side. And then if it's a positive wire, I'll just put red on there somehow, whether it be with tape or red shrink tubing. Whatever you can find to distinguish the different colors of the polarity. So first thing I would do is you figure out the wire you're going to use, cut it to length. To figure out exactly what size pipe to get, take your length of wire to the hardware store or to the plumbing store and figure out exactly what this hole size is. And once you figure that out, you'll be able to know exactly what size you need. This one slips over the copper perfectly and it won't go over the plastic rubber sleeve. If it goes over the rubber sleeve a little bit, that's okay, because when you crimp, it's going to crimp around the copper wire. So what you're going to need is wire. You're going to need the copper tube. You're going to need a hacksaw, some kind of file to help you take out the burrs. I just have a utility knife to help me strip the insulation off the wire. You're going to need a hydraulic crimping tool like this one. That's really important to get a really nice solid crimp on there so the terminals don't fall off. You're going to want to be able to know how much of the copper to cut off. I generally cut off about 2 inches. And then obviously a drill. What I like to use is a step drill bit for drilling holes. It makes it much easier to get the right size hole. And a vise is nice. Preferably it's mounted onto some heavy surface so the vise doesn't move. I don't have a place to mount this. This is not my vise. I'm just using it. I'm just going to do the best I can to keep the copper bar from moving. Because what you would do is you will clamp the copper bar into the vise to be able to cut the right size out of it. So once you have all these parts, then you can get started working on building your ring terminals. So let me just build one and show you. Okay, so to avoid cutting myself, since my vise is not mounted on a bench, I'm going to put on a glove. Because what I will do is I will be using this to clamp down my copper bar. Okay, so I think I'm going to need about, from here to here, and get a little bit longer, I'm going to need about, I don't know, 2 inches. So right about there is where I'm going to cut. Just cut off a piece of copper tubing. There you go. Now, alternatively, you can use a pipe cutter. You just kind of grip around the bar and you kind of spin it and it'll just cut the bar in half nicely and neatly. I don't have one of those, so I'm using a hacksaw. Now that you've got it, you just want to clean this up a little bit so there are no burrs. Then you figure out exactly what size cable you need. I think I'm gonna need about this much cable. So again, I will put this in my vise. I can slowly saw through the cable as well. Of course, if you have a different way of cutting cable, by all means use that. This is just me using the tools that I have. Okay, so now, as you can see, I'm gonna need to strip away some of this insulation. So I'm gonna strip away at about, that looks like about 3/4 of an inch. And like that, just comes right off. Okay, so now you can see we have the copper strands exposed. Give it a little twist to make it go into your plumbing pipe easier. Just pick one end, slide it in, try to get all the strands in there. You can see this fits this wire perfectly. If you look down inside, you can see that we have about 3/4 of an inch of stranded copper wire inside this pipe. So then what you do is you take your hydraulic crimper. It comes with different size dies. You want to take a look at the dies and see which size die you want to use. What I found is the size 16 die gives me a nice crimp on this. So I want to use this die and put a nice crimp on here, and what it would do is it would squish down all the wires together in the middle of the 3/4 of an inch that's sticking in here, and then the wires that are above that on the other side of the die will not be able to come through the place where I crimped. So to use this crimper, you slide the dies into the position. There's a slot, and then you put the stopper bar on the top. You put it on the on position, and then when you start to crank this arm, this is gonna push up this hydraulic ram, and then when it gets to about the right place, you can stick your pipe in. That's too far, so you can back it down a little bit by letting that ram go down by turning it off like that. There we go. So I want to crimp this right about there. As you can see, putting a nice squeeze on there. That feels about right. And if you look down in there, I don't know if you can see, the strands are still there, and right in the middle of that exposed strands is now being crimped together. Okay, turn it off to release the ram, and there you go. Bam, we have a crimped connection. Really, really solid. That's not going anywhere. Okay, so now you're wondering, what do you do with this? Well, using the same hydraulic crimper, take these dies out, turn them upside down so the flat part becomes the mating position, and then you can use that flat part to squish the ends of these flat, so that way you can drill a hole through it, whatever size hole you need. So you put that back in position. Okay, so I got the end squished down. I'm going to squish down the closest part to where the strands of copper wire is towards the end. There you go. That's pretty flat. I'm just going to flatten out whatever uneven parts there are real quick. There we go. Now we have a perfectly flat, squished down surface to drill a hole. to be able to use these as ring terminals. Now you can take your file and kind of clean up these ends too if you want. Maybe put a little corner on it so it's not sharp. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shrink tubing sleeve over the crimp part, like that. You can also use electrical tape if you want, but if you have shrink tubing, this is a cleaner way. There we go. This is going to be a negative wire, so the black shrink tubing is going to work for me. Now all I got to do is just drill the hole that I need. Figure out where I want to drill the hole. Not as center as I would have liked. Pretty wonky off center actually. Let me drill the other one. That one's a little off too, but you know what? These will work. It's always a good idea at the center punch where you're going to drill first. I didn't do that, and that's why this happened. But this is going to be perfectly serviceable. This will work. I got a little piece of maybe, I don't know, 18-inch long heavy gauge copper wire with pure copper homemade heavy-duty ring terminals. There you go. Quick little video for you on how I make these pure copper ring terminals for a fraction of what commercial ones would cost you. From a 3-foot long copper tubing like this, you can literally make dozens of ring terminals out of it. So really good quality, efficient way and inexpensive way of making ring terminals for your project. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. If you find this content helpful, we'd love it if you subscribe to our channel. Thanks to everybody who supports us on Patreon. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.